how much does this whole thing surprise you? I'm sure you very just sitting here where you are today 3 months ago and think you'd be in this position.
Well,
is it shocking? I mean,
if you read the prognosticators, now I said we would be a good football team because I believed it, but those who chose picked us in the bottom half of the conference. And you know, I don't know how many times we've lined up and been the clear favorite in a game. You know, I don't know. All I know is we're coming out trying to build something, trying to be better, and we're sometimes running into some closed doors. But we're going to keep trying. We're going to keep fighting, and we're going to get up and we're going to rise up and play our best next weekend. And then we'll have a long off season to evaluate exactly how we go forward and be a better football team that can be in the top half of the Pac-10.
When you keep blowing winnable games, how much is that talent level? How much of that is coaching?
Well, we all accept responsibility. I mean, I don't try to say it's somebody else's fault. It starts with me. I accept that. That's part of the job description.
Does this make postseason next year an absolute must? You can't have it 3 or 4 years.
We certainly want to be in postseason on a regular basis.
But I mean, after being 2 of the last 3 years, you're not in it. To make it 3 out of 4, that would seem to be.
Chris, I understand that you're trying to get me to say something so you can hold me to it. I know exactly what your job is. My job is to do the very best we can with what we have and go out and continue to build what we have as best I can through recruiting. And I'm going to work as hard as I've ever worked in my life, as I have since I've been back to UCLA, to get the best and brightest players and so forth. Do we want to be in postseason next year? Absolutely. Absolutely.
Are you faced with some tough decisions, personnel this offseason, do you think?
Well, I'm going to do what every head coach does, is evaluate. You know, I was asked at the press conference earlier in the week, you know, I said that time is for when the season's over. Every waking moment from here till next Saturday night at 7:30 has got to be spent figuring out how to give ourselves the best possible chance to beat USC. And that's what I'm going to do. When that game is concluded, hopefully with a victory, we'll evaluate from top to bottom our program, as well as get into the brass knuckle game of recruiting.
The reason I ask about talent is because you couldn't have asked for a better situation. You stayed to a 17-0 lead in the first quarter.
Right.
So does that allow just talent to catch up to you as the day goes on?
Well, you know, I have to look at the tape as to how they caught up, but they certainly caught up, and we couldn't slow them down defensively. I mean, this was not a good day for UCLA defense. That's a fact, and we're going to have to look and see why. You know, was it scheme? Was it personnel? Was it matchups? We have to ask ourselves these hard questions. But 17-0. Late in the first quarter is a good start to a football game, and one that you'd like to be good enough to hang on to.
Rick, you have to ask yourself these questions. Yet this is the 3rd or 4th blowout. I mean, have you found any answers after those games from watching the tape?
We've all been asking. You know, I am absolutely going to find the answers right now, and we have the resources at our disposal that we have. We have to give ourselves the best possible chance to play successfully next week. That's all we can do right now. It isn't a prudent use of my time to come and reevaluate this game now, and instead of looking forward as to who's our healthy bodies, who can go out there and give everything they've got, as they have all year. We've got trying guys. Now we've got to go put a plan together that we can execute against our crosstown rival. See if we can't have a great finish to it, but it's been a disappointing season.
Rick, is there an anger that we're not? Is there an anger? Are you different in that room, obviously, than you are out here with us? Is there an anger there that we don't see?
I'm as competitive as anybody you know. And am I hurting? Am I disappointed? Am I angry? Absolutely, all of the above. But I can't lose my cool or composure as if that's going to fix the problem. The problem's going to get fixed with careful analysis as to how we're going about to put the pieces together to be a championship caliber team. That's going to cause the fix. I wished I could have had that fix as early as this year. As I said, I take full responsibility. I'm not trying to shirk responsibility. I just know that there is an answer. This is a great university. It's got great tradition. It can rise again. We just have to do it with great recruiting, good plans, and then execute the plans against the top-notch quality opponents.
Rick, what were some of the issues in pass coverage tonight?
You know, it's too early to ask the question. Those things require, you know, some time to evaluate the tape and look at the game from video. You know, there are times when I'm scribbling on a board going over pass routes and something happens that I don't get a chance to see. I know the long pass, the start of the second half, that changed the field position of the game, was a cover 4, what we call a divide route, which is post and corner, and somehow our safety and corner got confused and both covered the corner. And in both covering the corner, the post was left wide open, and that's a huge no-no in cover 4.
Rick, we haven't seen a lot of Alex Mascarenas this year, and he got a lot of playing time early today. Talk about that decision.
Alex is one of the guys on our team that's kind of been ready, you know, anxious for a chance, and I'll be excited to watch the tape and see how he did. You know, obviously it's not a great day for the defense. We've been over that, but I like the guys that work their tails off in practice, get chances to come in.